Also, I just realized that the first video I made bragging about the lawnmower being fixed, the video got messed up. So here's your replacement. The lawnmower down there, the free lawnmower that I got, is finally working. So I got the grass cut with it yesterday. Of course, my yard was really super tall because I've been in the habit of brush hogging it with the tractor once every like 2 or 3 months. So it looks pretty thick and rough right now. But honestly, over here on the side where, where it was kept a little shorter, it's starting to look pretty good. For what we put into this backyard, it's just been a bag of Bermuda grass seed that I threw out, about 2 years ago now. And we've certainly roughed it up since then. We've gone right through the middle here and dug a trench to wire the shop, and we drive through it all the time. So it's actually, for having put very little effort into it, I'm pretty happy with it. But the mower, it's still got a little bit of work I need to do. That back left tire, it still goes flat. The front tires are still a little low. Maybe just air them up, they might hold. It still is a little cranky on when you first start. Sometimes it doesn't want to quite start up, and I don't know if that's an internal issue. If maybe just, a carb and spark plug sort of deal would clean it up a little bit. But it's a little cranky sometimes, but got a little can of starter fluid I keep there on it. That'll get it to crank up real easy. But so I had to go through, the summary on the story there was, got the mower for free, completely for free. Had to just go pick it up. Brand new, it's a $3,000 mower. So I thought, okay, if I can make this thing run, it's worth it. Turned out the only issue why it wouldn't start was it was low on oil. It has a low oil sensor. So it was low on oil. Well, when I started it, I realized why it was low on oil, because it had a huge hole in the side of the oil pan. How that got there, I can't explain. Some guy mentioned to me something about having a slapstick inside the engine block that whips around to help slop the oil around, and that maybe it could peg the sides. And I feel like sometimes I hear something tinking against the inside of the block. So maybe that's what that is. But I covered that hole over with an aluminum can and some JB weld, and it's holding so far. If it falls off, I'll just patch it again. And then the deck was totally rotted. I made several videos talking about the deck. And so I hunted around for a while looking for a new deck. I wanted, a plug and play replacement. Couldn't find one affordably. Finally found this one that looked like it was brand new and looked like it was pretty close. And so I agreed to buy it. Paid too much. I spent $500 on it. I probably, knowing what I know now and the work that I had to do, I could have bought another one for $100 or $200 from somebody else, that needed the same work. But I ended up going through and cutting a lot of cut several brackets off of my old deck, moved several pulleys over. So I had to modify this one quite a bit to make it work, but I made it work, by God. So it's on there now. It's mowing good. I mowed with it yesterday. I mowed everything back here in the back just fine. Like I said, it's pretty rough out there still, and I don't really know how to smooth it without just bulldozing all the grass. Like right in here, it's real choppy because that used to be a hole that I just filled in a couple months ago. I guess over time I'll just keep throwing a little layer of dirt on it here and there and filling in ruts and then reseeding over it as I do, and I think it'll work. It'll all work out just fine. But I'm not going to go through this whole yard now with a disc or a bulldozer at this point in time, and really slick it all off, because be my luck, as soon as I do, it would just all wash away again. So I really want to try to maintain what grass I have. But I got all this mowed. Went around the front of the house. You're probably not going to be able to see it because the sun's going to glare right in the camera, I bet. But I went around the front. Oh, you can see all that. And I started mowing down here behind the trailer and the hay bales, and all of a sudden my blades cut off. They stopped spinning. And you can kind of tell by the sound of the engine that they stopped whirring. But I looked down and I could see that the pulleys were still turning, and the belt was still trying to turn. It just wasn't really doing anything. I shut it off and I looked, and my tensioner spring was gone. Somehow it had come off, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so luckily, since I'd bought that second deck, it came with a second tension spring. So I came back over here to the shop, put the other spring on, finished mowing just fine. That other spring's still on there, it's staying on. Finished mowing everything, and then when I went to park the mower, there was the old spring laying right by where I parked the mower. It it failed out there somewhere. It must have shot off there and been dragging off the back of the deck or something. I looked around for it on the deck and around where I was cutting and couldn't find it, and then I found it laying on the ground back here. So it rode with me all the way back here and then fell off when I I guess parked the mower up on that pad to put the other one on. But yeah, anyway, I'm super excited with it. So my all-in cost on this mower deck, this whole mower project, you know, I'm gonna say the aluminum can and the JB Weld was free because I already had it in the shop. The deck was $500. I paid the guy $40 to deliver it to me. I don't even know where he got the thing. I don't care. $40 honestly was probably undervalued for what the guy did. He brought me this mower deck to my house after he shopped around passively for several weeks, found me this thing, delivered it to me, and he helped me fit it up under the mower that night just to prove that it would, you know, that you could make it work. I ended up having to take it back out from underneath there to do all the modifications, but he helped me fit it up under there just to prove that it would in fact fit under there and ride and work. So I gave him $40 for that. That's all I had in my wallet that evening. So basically $540 for the deck. I had to get a different belt. So the old belt that was with it was too long. The new belt that came with the new deck was too short. So I had to get a belt that was in between size, which it turned out, I just went to O'Reilly's and the only belt that they had was the exact right size. So that was like $50 after tax. And there was something else. The motor oil's negligible. Took a pint of motor oil or something like that. I thought there was one other thing. No, maybe not. I didn't have to buy a battery like I thought I would. Haven't had to buy a new tire yet, although the tire needs to be fixed. So anyway, whatever. Just say I'm in at $600, you know, and you see people all the time selling used mowers like this for $600 to $1,000. In hindsight, yeah, I probably should have just went and bought one of those other mowers. But they almost always have an issue where the deck is rotting out, or the engine isn't running right, or, you know, something else is wrong with them also. So I was pretty happy to get this one, you know. Like I said, I wish I hadn't spent as much on the deck. That was unnecessary. This is the first time I've ever had to shop around and try to fix up a mower, you know. So I made that little mistake, but it is what it is. I'm super happy with it. The yard looks great now that it's actually mowed with a mower and not a tractor and a brush hog. So just wanted to give you guys that little kind of wrap up on the mower saga. I don't know that I'll ever give you a video when I fix the tire. That's not all that exciting, but I did wanted to share. It's working, it's running, everything's great.